It is cold, not just for us Floridians, but for our fish and our marine life as well. This recent Arctic outbreak has brought some frigid water temperatures to the Tampa Bay area, and we are talking about that on this week's Reel Talk. To this week's Reel Talk. Meteorologist Amanda Hawley here from WFLA News Channel 8. Notice I said meteorologist. It has been very cold. I've been tracking some very cold temperatures out there. I don't like it as a person and as a fisherman. I think it affects us even more. I want to bring in my co-host this week, Captain Ryan Amaturo with Reel Nauti Fishing Charters, because Ryan, we haven't even been able to get out fishing. It's been tough.
It has been super tough. The cold temperatures, the wind, just the all-around weather makes it tough, and it just doesn't make it tough for us to go fishing, right? It makes it tough for the fish.
Yeah.
Everything slows down. Mm-hmm. It gets in that weird pattern. People are, they start wondering why they're not catching or why they're seeing fish but not catching them. So it gets weird. I'm ready for a warming trend.
Me too. And I think our fish do as well. Water temperatures have dropped into the 50s, and they've been in the 50s. So, there's been a lot of talk on social media about our snook. But I think there's some positive signs here. A snook just caught a couple of days ago, actually. There's been some positive signs, at least on our coast here on the Gulf Coast in the Tampa Bay area, that they haven't been as affected as it's been compared to 2010.
Yeah, no, I've talked to some captains, local buddies of mine, in the industry, and there's no snook dead per se. We haven't seen any, we haven't heard of any reports on our coast. Now, the East Coast, unfortunately, it's a little different. It's sad to see. We're seeing photos. I haven't personally spoke with anybody, but there's been a lot going on the East Coast, some snook loss, and it's tough. We had a bad one in 2010 that you talked about, and I don't think as a captain and as a fisherman, I never want to see that again.
Right.
And with the temperatures where they were coming up with this Arctic blast that we've had, we were all nervous. Yeah. We thought it was going to get bad, so it's good to see that they're still swimming and they're still eating.
Yes, absolutely. And they are still swimming around out there. That one snook that my sister had actually just caught a couple of days ago, I was kind of shocked about, but he was lively and he was hungry, and I'm happy to see that on our coast. But yeah, I've seen the videos too from the other coast. So hopefully the water can warm up.
Yeah, I mean, it should, right? We're seeing a warming pattern over the next few days. I actually have a tournament tomorrow, so we'll be doing that. I'm going to be on the lookout while in the tournament. I'm going to see what's moving. Yeah. Just kind of being on the lookout. But it's just good to see none floating. Yes. It's for Tampa Bay, the 2010 thing that we had, and then the spill, down south. That we lost a lot of our fishery there, and we've had a couple big impacts, in recent years. So
for comparison, right now our water temperatures are in the 50s, and back in 2010, I talked with local captain Dustin Pack, and he was telling me that water temperatures back then were in the 40s for several days straight, and that's when he was really concerned. But we haven't dropped into the 40s yet, and I don't think that we're going to because of that warm up next week. However, we have seen the water temperatures affect other things. The manatees, we talk about them huddling near the springs all winter long, which is great, but they are doing that for protection, actually, because this one here, manatee had to be captured and brought in for rehabilitation because they can't survive these cold water temperatures.
Right, and like for us in Tampa Bay, one of the main meeting spots is like what we like to call it for manatees is the power plant down in Apollo Beach. Right now they're stacked in there, and what's cool is it holds other stuff. The manatees are there, but for the manatees to get there, it's hard for them. They don't see it how we see it, so they might be late coming in, and like that one that was there, it's unfortunate they have to be rescued, because they don't make it to the warmer waters.
Yeah, and they're really slow right now too. Yeah. So I wanted to mention to like our boaters that are out there just out and about, for a fun day, you got to be careful. You got to be extra careful.
I think it's more, be careful, be vigilant. Yeah. There's a lot of signs posted in a lot of the channels that in this time of year, especially up by the power plant, North Tampa Bay, it says no high speed stuff in the channels, especially in the shallower stuff. As captains, we run the flats a lot, running trips and stuff. Time is kind of money in our aspect, and you have to be careful. We kind of slow everything down this time of the year because we don't want to have to make a call that somebody hit a manatee or seeing one. It's scary. So just take your time, be vigilant, and you'll be okay.
Or turtles too.
Turtles are same, yeah.
You know, they don't survive the cold weather like us.
Nothing likes the cold, you know. And as far as like our fishery goes, I think, you know, what people have to know too, if going out fishing, is not just about the manatees, but like say if you're going inshore fishing, snook or reds, get on the bait that aren't moving fast, you know, like the greenbacks or the live pinfish. Fish this time of year, they don't chase that stuff. They don't like to move fast, just like we don't, right? I don't move fast at all in the cold weather. So
I'm like, find me hibernating until 75 comes around.
Yep. People ask why you have 6 coats on or pants, multiple layers. It's, you know, it's cold.
I almost came in with like my huge windbreaker and everything that I normally wear on the boat this time of year, because you can't go out without it. Because even when our inland temperatures are in the 70s, the water temperature is so cold in the 50s, it's so chilly out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's, and the wind cuts through, you know, like our cold down here, I tell everybody, I go up north, it's different. Yeah. It's just our cold is like, when you say it's 40, for me, it feels like it's 20. You know, so it's a lot. I wear big jackets. I dress a lot, and dress warm you have to.
So, okay. So yes, we have things that slow down. Don't use live bait, but what can we do right now?
You know, back to sheephead. Yeah. We talked on it a few weeks ago. Sheephead, it's just that time of year. It's what we target a lot. It's what we fish for a lot. They're really good. Trout. Trout right now is really good on the flat. A live shrimp under a popping cork, or even a regular cork, you know, something like that. You'll get trouts on the open flat. They like a soft plastic on a jig head. That's really good right now. Even redfish, you know, we have, I'm sure you've seen people on Bayshore and stuff, they've seen, but these winter negatives.
Yes.
There's no water, right? Yeah. So now's the time, people with boats, people without boats, get out there and walk those flats. Like if you can get out on that open flat and you can walk it your ankle to shin deep, take some shrimp, take a soft plastic. The redfish and the trout are on those flats. You know, they're looking for warm potholes, those sand potholes in the middle of the grass. That's warming for them. That's where they're at, you know, and we catch them.
Yeah. And the darker like water canals, right? Because I mean, that makes sense physically. The darker water warms up a little bit more. So I think that's where a lot of the snook are headed right now.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff inshore, and there's some stuff offshore too.
Yeah. Offshore's great. You know, our fishery offshore, like hogfish right now is where it's at. Okay. You know, we're targeting hogfish a lot when we're out there. You don't have to run far. It's a 10 to 20 mile run. But wintertime right now, especially with these cold water temps, the hogfish are loving it.
We have been talking about trying to get out for hogfish to go film Real Talk for you guys. I'm hoping next week maybe we can make something work out, or at least in the next couple of weeks when I can brave the cold weather.
Well, hopefully that we can get out there and the water temps are still colder, but you know, our air temp is going to be in the mid 70s. That's when we can go fish in a t-shirt and not 6 layers of clothes, because when you're running, we know we spend enough time on the water. It's cold. It's cold for sure. Yeah.
So water temperatures in the 50s right now, you know, where do we go in the next couple of weeks? Like water temperatures hopefully coming at least out of the 50s back into the low 60s.
Yeah, I mean, we're on a warming trend, right, weather-wise. So I think that with the water temps going to be moving up, it's going to make them fish act a little bit more like hopefully heading into springtime. And hopefully we won't get another Arctic blast is like what we've been calling this.
I'm hoping.
Hopefully we don't get that, so it doesn't suck the water temperatures back down. Like we want to see that trend all the way through springtime. And as the water warms up, the fish are going to get active. You know, we start getting in that springtime pattern, things start getting happier, and it makes it a little easier. But it's not a bad time to fish right now. People are like, oh my gosh, it's too cold.
Tell me what kind of bait, we were talking about hogfish, what kind of bait you use for that?
So for hogfish, we use live shrimp or frozen shrimp. Rock shrimp is another good thing that nobody really knows about. Okay. It's kind of like an untold little secret that I'm giving all the viewers. But it's really any kind of, you know, frozen live or rock shrimp are really good for hogfish. We like to take frozen sardines out there for offshore, if you will, stuff like that in the wintertime. It's the same as inshore. So them fish slow down. They don't want to necessarily chase a live bait. Yeah. You know, there's something just sitting in front of their face. They want to be able to come up and just eat and kind of get that easy meal instead of having to work for it. Okay. And you notice too, like for us, we'll kind of do the whole science experiment as a kid. We'll put a live bait on and we'll put either a frozen or a live shrimp on, and you see the difference pretty quick. You know, that shrimp or that frozen bait gets ate to where the live bait will get eaten, but it takes longer.
So wintertime, not so much live bait, summertime.
Pretty much, yeah. For me, and everybody's a little different, right? Let's be honest, everybody does stuff a little different. Every captain, every fisherman. And for me, I like to slow the baits down. Frozen shrimp, it's kind of where we're at.
We're all a little lethargic right now.
Yeah, and we don't have to throw a cast net, which is kind of good, you know, because who wants to get wet on a 30-degree morning.
Exactly.
Not
very,
me.
Very true.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, we're going to take a quick break on Real Talk here, but when we come back, we are going to talk about some of those springtime things that we can look forward to with those water temperatures back in the 70s. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back into this week's Real Talk. You know, I'm looking at the video as it plays and the dolphins and the turtles, and I am just thinking summertime. And those warmer water temperatures. I'm like a get in the water at, at least 89 type of girl.
Okay.
But I know that that's obviously summertime water temperatures, but in the springtime, it's frigid right now. But what can we look forward to by the time we get to like March and into April?
72-degree water temperatures.
Is that it? 72?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I love inshore, right? And the snook, everything in the springtime inshore it gets really good when those water temps get into the low to mid 70s. But the thing that I look forward to the most and the most exciting is blackfin tuna on our coast. The springtime bite, as soon as that water temp gets above 70, we start, we call it hunting. We're on the tuna hunt for a while because of the water temps. That's something to really look forward to. And what's cool is when you're tuna fishing here in the springtime, they come closer. So it's not like we have to run 80 or 90 miles. We can run 20 and start looking for them. And then on top of tuna fishing, your hogfish are still good.
Okay.
We have mackerel, kingfish, all that. Springtime's great. It's like that water temp gets low 70s to the mid 70s and everybody start fishing.
We all start to thaw out.
Yeah. Well, we thaw out and I think, people start getting on the boats more and you start fishing and it's just a really good time of year. Really good time for everything.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
And do you like change up your baits at all for that?
We start going to live bait.
Yeah.
Especially tuna fishing. We go to where we'll load the live well up with greenbacks, or some people call them pilchards. Down south, that's what they call them. But we load the live wells up with greenbacks, and we start batting bait more and kind of getting them in a frenzy.
Yeah.
And it starts to get into that springtime into summertime, and then it kind of just follows suit all the way through.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fun.
I've only caught a couple of tuna off of our coast here. Usually catch them in the Keys. Obviously, they're a little more abundant there. So I'm excited for that trip when the time comes.
Yeah, we go out there and hunt them. It's going to be it'll be a fun trip, and you catch a lot of things. Like I said, while you're tuna fishing, wahoo, kingfish,
even the
Spanish
sailfish.
mackerel.
I mean,
sailfish
they're not as
rolling
common
in.
on our coast. But
They're becoming more common.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that southern fish is starting to come up.
Okay.
Like even mutton snapper. Not a lot of people talk about them because we didn't catch them here a lot.
Yeah.
But over the last few years, we've seen a rise in numbers on mutton.
Okay.
So
do we think that that's because they're moving up, or do you think more people are just fishing?
I really think that they're, I guess, migrating north.
Yeah.
And it's just they're starting to just come up, and they're starting to breed, and more are happening, and more people are fishing. Let's be honest. There's a ton of people fishing in our area, so that might be too why the numbers. But I do feel like there is more of a population coming north.
Yeah.
Which is cool because they're good fish.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, right. We are too. So it's exciting.
That is. So we're like wishful thinking right now, like thinking into summer. I love it. I'm ready for it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we are still very much in the winter time. But we did get some great social media pictures this week, still pulling those off of my Facebook page. Want you guys to send them in. Want to feature you guys here on Real Talk. So yeah, this is one of our wintertime fish. Unfortunately, Ryan, we can't keep them right now, but.
And wintertime's are good for gags too. Yeah. That's a really nice gag. I would say probably 28 inches, maybe 30 inches. It's a nice fish,
They are fun to catch.
Groupers,
but they're strong.
Right now, you can catch them in shallow water. Like, go fun fishing for them. They're really fun to catch. You can catch them shallow water, reefs, rocks. Right now, they're
trolling the bay too.
Trolling the bay, yeah.
Shipping channel.
The only unfortunate thing is season's closed.
Yeah.
But the grapevine coming down the pipe, I hear that we're going to get a longer gag season this year.
Ooh.
I don't know that for a fact, but just coming down the grapevine, we could see maybe a month. So.
That's a lot longer than 10 days.
Yep, we heard it here first.
We'll look forward to that for sure. Next picture here sent to us Tony Franklin. So we were just talking about this, Ryan.
Yeah.
This is a bowfin. I don't know that I have really ever seen this.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Just being a local here, I've seen photos of them. I've never caught one. You told me too. We were talking about that before the show. You told me that this one come from the bypass canal.
Yes, that's what he said. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Right here in our backyard. I thought they were more down south, but I don't I've never fished for him. So, you know, it's cool learning.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience for even us.
Maybe we'll have to go do it too.
You never know. I like
Obviously,
fishing.
it was a chilly morning or night. He's got a sweatshirt on, so another cold weather fish for you.
Yeah, right.
And our last picture today comes from... There it is, Gary Corman's son in Yellowstone. This was actually pretty cool. We were talking, Ryan, must be some sort of trout, obviously a lot farther up north, a little colder
yeah,
weather.
something that we don't really ever see here, or we will never see here, but still cool to see.
Yeah.
Especially for us that like to fish. You know, it's cool to see them different kinds of species and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I would love to take a trip up to, you know, Alaska or somewhere, you know, that has something totally different, a totally different fishery. And
I think it'd be
like that.
that'd be a cool video.
Yeah.
You go somewhere that like not our viewing people don't get to see, right?
Yes.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Well, thank you for sending us your pictures, everyone. You can send them to me every single week. WFLA.com/report it. And I will show them each and every week on Reel Talk. Want to thank you guys for sending those in. You can watch all of our episodes, of course, Reel Talk, all the previous episodes. You can rewatch this one if you missed any of Ryan's tips there, wherever you watch your streaming platforms from and wherever you get your podcasts. Ryan, any last thoughts on this cold weather we got?
No, just stay warm. Go out and have fun, catch fish, get the kids out. Our biggest thing is, you know, like I tell everybody this, even when I'm just talking to friends or people in the industry or even at the bait shop, get the kids out, take them fishing. You know, it's cool to get them out of the house, get them off the electronics, take them fishing.
And hey, not to cut you off, but this Sunday, February 8th.
Yep.
Tell me about that. We have a couple seconds left.
So basically with February 8th is you know, Jonathan over at Cloud9 Outdoors, he's got an event for the kids going on. So look it up, Cloud9 Outdoors on his website. It's really cool. They're giving poles away.
Yeah,
They're
it's a
giving
free
all
fishing
kinds
clinic
of stuff.
on Sunday in St. Pete. So make sure you check that out.
Yep,
Want to get all the kids
awesome.
out there.
And one thing I want to say is I want to thank you.
Yeah.
You know, everything that you do behind the scenes and what you put into Reel Talk, this podcast, all of our fishing stuff, it doesn't go unnoticed. So you do a lot of work. People don't understand how much you do. So thank you. Thanks for doing it. We all appreciate it.
I'm excited for what's to come.
Yep.
That'll do it for this week's Reel Talk. See ya.